Hey, what's up? It's your boy G Uno. You watching Raising Mindset, and it's Self-Strength Saturday. Y'all said it's Self-Strength Saturday. Hey, let me tell you something. If you want to master your self-strength, you're gonna have to understand a bit about perception. You see, what psychologists say about perception is the way you view the world around you, and it's the way you react to something. Everybody in this world, all 7 billion or plus of us in this world, we all have a different perception. Nobody's perception is ever going to be the same. It might be similar, but it will never be the same. We could be reading something, and that's so obvious about the reading, and there's a huge connection between reading and watching a movie. When you're reading a book, you're viewing things in there. You're having the images splur through your head, and you're seeing something, you're enjoying it. You're creating that reality inside of that book. But when you end up watching the movie is something completely different. You're getting that same picture, that same idea, but it's coming out completely different. It's depicted completely different. And the reason for that is because the perception, the person who made that movie has a totally different perception than you. And that's the thing about the world. We all have different perceptions. And let me tell you something. Some people are going to have perceptions about you, and it may be positive and it may be negative. And let me tell you how to deal with the negative perceptions. The way you deal with the negative perceptions is to do nothing. Because you can't control somebody's perception of you. The way somebody perceives you is completely up to them. It's how they feel about you. What goes on through their head about you. What they're able to understand about you. If they don't understand you in the way that you do, they won't ever be able to perceive you in such a positive aspect. Because psychology says that perception goes down to what you understand about the world around you, and you shape that, and you create a reality for yourself. You see, the thing about us is we're always trying to put things together. We're always trying to put the pieces together of a puzzle to try to make something make sense, and that's all that perception does. It's you trying to make sense of the world around you. It really is. So you gotta understand, there's gonna be instances where you're not gonna feel good because it's something that somebody said to you, but you can't let that bring you down. It might bring you down in the moment. It's inevitable. You can't control how you're gonna feel in the moment, but you can't control what happens after that moment has passed. To know that somebody perceives me this way, it's because of the way they feel about themselves. That's the only reason why they perceive you in such a negative manner. You see, you can be a very hard-working person, and people will perceive you as very lazy and selfish. You can be a very smart person, and people will perceive you as somebody that is an idiot. You can be a very nice person, and people will perceive you as such a hateful person. They'll perceive you as a bad person. And the same goes with you too, because we're constantly judging ourselves based off the way that we perceive ourselves. And it could be negative. We could be extremely fit, and we will look in the mirror, we'll stare at ourselves, and we'll make the connection that we're not good enough, we're not fit enough. You could be the most beautiful person on this world. Your perception, your own perception that comes through your mind, you putting the pieces together of that puzzle will tell you that you're ugly. And nobody else can change that. People can't change your perception because it goes down to how you feel about yourself when you're by yourself. And that's the perception. We could be looking at something. We could be looking at 2 numbers, let's say 6 and 9. I could be seeing a 6 and you could be seeing a 9. It doesn't mean that we're wrong, but we might be looking at different sides of it. I might be looking at it from the bottom up, and you might be looking at it from the top down. And we see something completely wrong, and that creates an argument, that creates a disagreement. But don't feel bad because of this disagreement. The different perceptions of this world is how we begin to think. It's how we begin to analyze this information. It's how we begin to make sense of the world behind us, around us. We use the information that somebody else sees, and we make something with it. Our perceptions are constantly being manipulated all the time. But that's important. That shows that we can make somebody think or feel a certain type of way based off something that we do. And it just shows how powerful the perception of the mind is. It's able to get manipulated. And it has you thinking, can you trust your eyes? Can you trust your ears? Can you? The answer might be no. Because things are always getting manipulated all the time. And with this, people make you feel good about something, or they can make you feel bad. And this is how they use it. They use it to their advantages. Businesses do that all the time. They mess with your unconscious mindset. They'll make you feel as if you get something, you'll be better than the rest. That's why businesses market in front of the men. They want men to feel as if they're reliable. And they market makeup to women to make them feel as if they'll be pretty if they wear makeup. And that all goes to their perception. They get fed that lie. They get fed that perception. To build it in you. And what you have to understand is, the only way to get out of it is to not care. To stray away from it. Don't care about the perception of what other people are going to think about you. You're going to get judged. Everybody's going to say a different thing about you. Some people are going to like you, some people are not. Some people are going to see you as a leader, some people aren't. A lot of times, a lot of people see me as a leader, but I know there's some people that just don't. They don't see it in me. I can't control what they do. That would be manipulative. But I can control how I feel, how I react to it. Don't feel entitled. Don't expect anything. And don't care. There's too many things in life to care about. So don't care about how somebody else perceives you. And if you're the one perceiving yourself in a negative way, know that there's not a lot of people that's out there just staring at you. What you're thinking about is all in your head. And don't let it get the best of you. You create your reality. No one else does. We all have our different perceptions. It was your boy G Uno. You was watching Raising Mindset. Give me a like, give me a comment, and give me a subscribe. Uno out.